I feel led to share this because I feel like most of us are still struggling or being held under the yoke of sin. Guys, I was actually having a Bible study just right now in Isaiah chapter 6, and then something clicked as usual, otherwise I wouldn't be filming this video. I feel like most of us are still struggling or being held under the yoke of sin or slavery to sin. We are enslaved to sin, and the enemy is using your own guilt and conscience to actually condemn you on top and actually keep you stuck in a certain level spiritually. You can't grow besides that. So in chapter 6 is about Isaiah being commissioned, and he sees this vision of seeing God on his throne and the angels around him. They cover their faces and they're flying and they're singing holy, holy, holy. And then he cries and says he has unclean lips and he lives among men of unclean lips. And so because he has seen the Lord Almighty, with his uncleanness, he's going to die. Like, it's over for him. It's like, it's over for me now that I've seen God. And then in verse 6, one of the angels, the seraphim angels, picks coal, the burning coal. I know we've had this story many times, from the altar, and then puts it on his lips, and now he declares that his guilt has been taken away and his sin has been atoned for. And in the next verse is the verse that we use it all the time but we don't understand the context. The next verse is he hears God asking that, who shall I send? And he says, here I am, send me. So that is where the Holy Spirit wants me to minister to you today from. We use this verse so many times in church. God, send me, here I am, send me, I am open, send me. But you're only saying that with your lips. But inside your heart, do you believe that God can actually send you? Do you actually believe? Most often times we don't believe God can actually send us. We just say, God, here I am, please send me. Nika unabahatisha. But what keeps you from actually believing that God can actually send you? Just like Isaiah. Isaiah believed that he was a man of unclean lips. In other words, he was a sinner and that he doesn't deserve to be seeing all this that he's seeing until the angel did that act. And the Holy Spirit is ministering to me that the angel had to do that for Isaiah to actually be willing to say, here I am, send me, to actually believe that he's clean again to be sent. Most often times in our day and age, sin keeps us in slavery. It keeps us yoked in one level for a long period of time, because even if God says, come here, let me send you, because like it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, that he actually chooses and sends those who are not wise, the foolish among the wise, so that he can shame the wise. He chooses the unqualified and qualifies them. He chooses that one who is a sinner. But most of us, we are the ones who are holding ourselves back, and the enemy uses that to also hold us back because we believe we are sinners, we are yoked in the sin. Now I want you to start believing that by the blood of the Lamb you were made clean, and that sin has no yoke on you anymore. That is part of the mindset. But then faith without action is dead. There has to be an action which you take in taking yourself out of that sin and no longer living in that sin, so that as the blood of the Lamb is pleading on your behalf,